Hello one and all, welcome to Seen Through Glass. If you're new to the channel, welcome, my name is Sam. If you're a returning viewer, this video is going to feel a little bit different to most other videos. Essentially, I'm going to be doing my best to rip off a Shmee 150 video. I've just turned up here to the Hampton Court Concours d'Elegance, and Aston Martin have dropped a bombshell on the automotive world by unveiling a bespoke one-of-one project which is just incredible. It's called the Victor, and when you hear details about this car, I think you're going to be absolutely blown away. As I say, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, check out some of my other videos. They're usually a little bit higher in the production quality. If you're a returning subscriber, do not worry, plenty of my usual videos will return after this one. Come and check out the Victor. Where to start with this car? There is so much to discuss, so much to tell you. The details of it are insane, but we'll kick things off with the kind of basic underpinnings, because at its very base is a prototype 177 chassis. So who remembers the 177 Aston Martin hypercar from, well, nearly 10 years ago now? Well, there was still a prototype chassis hanging around at Aston Martin. And essentially, they took that, stripped it all the way back to be left with a sort of basic carbon chassis, and that's kind of where they built up from. The actual engine, which was a Cosworth engine, completely reworked, re-engineered, so you can't really consider it to be the same engine that was in the 177, but it is still a 7.3 litre V12, but it is now putting out 836 horsepower. This is the most powerful Aston Martin ever made. It is mated with, wait for it, a 6-speed manual gearbox. Obviously the 177 had a sort of automated manual, yes, a sort of flappy pedal gearbox, but this is now full manual with a gear shift lever and a clutch. Absolutely insane. The actual bodywork, pretty much all custom. You will see some elements from Vulcan, the track-only Aston Martin hypercar, and a lot of sort of learnings from that, but this really is unique. I want to sort of talk through all the different bits of details, but just to point out some of those Vulcan references: side skirt, side exit exhaust, the brakes were inspired by the Vulcan, and it has inboard suspension, which we'll see when we get around the back. But let's start at the front. This car, essentially a celebration of 70s and 80s V8 Vantages, that really boxy era of Aston Martin Vantages. Actually, the name Victor comes from the guy who was running Aston Martin at the time, so it's a real nod to that kind of Aston heritage, but of course with all the most modern components, with modern power and speed. As I say, 800 horsepower and manual. Rear-wheel drive, by the way, I should say that as well. And have I mentioned that it is road legal, for any of you who are asking? Just to clarify that, this is a fully road legal car. But around the front, of course, you've got this completely sort of custom front end, these headlights, which actually, if I look at it straight on, you get the idea of just how boxy this car is. Looks, the presence of it is mad. It is a big car, I will say that to begin with. It is a very, very big car. But yes, this iconic Aston grille and Aston badge, but it's got a kind of a wavy style effect on that main front grille above this insane carbon front splitter, so angled, pushing air around the car and into the radiator itself. But another element that I want to point out to you right here, which you may not notice unless you look closely, is there. Can you see the kind of wooden skirt at the bottom of the front splitter, a bit like with an F1 car having a wooden plank underneath? That's kind of to protect the carbon fibre. It's wood. I mean, I don't even want to ask what the wood is. It's probably some really rare Amazonian tree that has been cut down for those wood, but a little bit of planks just either side, just to protect that front splitter. It's details like this which you're going to see all around the car, and they're absolutely insane. Now, on the actual front bonnet, we've got this sort of massive, well, I don't know if you'd call it a duct or gills, auto aid with cooling, but also with aero, carbon fibre, of course, serrated on this side. And if you come round, just being wary of all the photographers that are here, big old fans in the front there. 7.3 litre V12. It's going to need all the help it can, but it just also additionally helps with styling. Just an absolute unit from the front end. Moving around the side, completely custom wheels made for this car, centre locked as well. But I love the design, and I have to say I love the fact that they are sort of diamond polished, or at least have got some chrome elements, and they're not fully black or not fully grey or anything like that. They are, I think, really perfect for this car, keeping it elegant and stylish. Brakes I already mentioned, of course, carbon ceramics, but they are car, inspired from the Vulcan. And then can you see, just kind of behind or within the wheel arches, this kind of like yellow exposed carbon, which I think is so cool. It just pops every now and again when you're looking at this car. As you move around it, you suddenly see little elements of yellow. Then these absolutely huge side skirts with, yes, those side exit exhaust. I mean, I can only imagine what this thing must sound like. The doors are huge. Coming around the rear, we've got a Victor badge on the side there, denoting the name of this one-of-one car. Then this kind of crazy ducktail spoiler, which I love. This is what, for me, really harks back to V8 Vantage the most from the rear. Let's just skip past the fact that the diffuser is the size of my house. Absolutely insane, that diffuser. Massive Aston Martin badge, but look at that. That really, you know, harks back to those glory years of the Vantage, which I think is so cool to see. And then, you know, you can look in there and see that inboard suspension underneath the glass, which I think is absolutely stunning. So this car, definitely going to have presence. I love those rear taillights, by the way. Again, inspiration from Vulcan, but unique to this car. Obviously finishing this absolutely stunning dark green colour. Trying to be elegant, trying to be subtle, but also look back at a bit of heritage. Very, very cool. And the coolness continues inside. Check this out. So firstly, can I talk about the fact that there is green leather in here, Bridge of Weir leather. Anyone that watched my old Aston Martin delivery driver video, you'll know that most Astons use Bridge of Weir leather. Absolutely stunning in that green colour. A lot of sort of tan elements and details as well. You can see down here on the floor, little bits of sort of, you know, tan leather for footrests, and even actually as sort of, well, baby carpet, you can see a ton of exposed carbon fibre, that carbon fibre sort of tub still on display. Small little details, again, like this leather strap across the central bridge there, but most importantly, check out that gear lever, wooden, and of course, as I'm going to say one more time, 6-speed manual. But then we've got the steering wheel from the Vulcan, a lot of the sort of internal elements from Vulcan, but just come and check out some of the details here, these door handles and pulleys, all in that sort of tan leather once again, and then full racing seats with harnesses. So despite the fact that this is a road car, it is fully equipped, ready to go on track. Adjustable suspension in case the driver wants to take it out for a bit of racing. Something else to mention is actually the headlining. So whilst you've got all these kind of leather elements, the headlining is actually from a Savile Row tailor. I don't even know what that material is, but a lighter headlining, which I think is quite nice to see. This kind of makes the cabin even better. But check out, for example, the wood there behind the main screen on the dashboard. It's just all these little details. It's just thought through so much. This entire commission has so many different elements to it, which are amazing to see. I can't imagine what this thing must be like to drive on the road. I would love to see this thing moving. I think at the moment it's going to be static for the rest of this event. It's not taking part in some of the displays. It's just unbearably cool, and I have to say the spec has to be applauded. Give the video a thumbs up if you have enjoyed it, and make sure you stay subscribed for plenty more videos to come.